Welcome to the City Current Show, powered by Hagen-Botham Insurance and Financial Services.
This show focuses on sharing good news and powering the good in our community. Now here's your host, Andrew Bartolotta.
Welcome back to the City Current Show, where we bring you inspiring stories of individuals and organizations making a difference and powering the good in our community and around the globe. I'm your host, Andrew Bartolotta, and today we're thrilled to have with us Regina Bonds, known as America's Confidence Coach. She's a guiding light for women worldwide, and she's transformed lives with her unparalleled confidence formula, making her a celebrated guest on the Today Show and other media platforms. Regina, thank you so much for joining us today.
Andrew, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be with you today.
Absolutely. First, start off by sharing a bit about your background and the pivotal moments that shaped who you are today.
Yeah, so one of the things that I like to share about my story is that I come from very humble beginnings and I'm a country girl. I grew up in the sticks and, my best friends were tulips and, flowers. I talk to those things because we were just such a small community, but just being able to grow up, I believe, in such a small environment, it taught me how to dream and how to believe in my imagination, because that's the only thing that I had. And so, long story short, time went on and I had a really hard time in school. From about the third grade on up, I just never saw myself as smart. I remember a teacher telling me, I would never make it past a third grade reading level. And when I passed that reading test, she said, "You passed by the hair of your chinny chin chin." And it just defeated me. And my parents worked so hard to instill confidence and belief in me. And I come from a Christian home. So I always had that faith foundation. But there's a saying that says, when sticks and stones break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Words hurt. And ever since that teacher said that to me, my lens was like, I'll never be good enough. And I lived my life like that. I never applied myself in high school, middle school. I didn't even think about going to college. Then right after that, my mom passed away. And when she passed away, I hit rock bottom. I had a son immediately after, but before that. And so I was becoming what they would call a statistic. And I was becoming what everybody thought what that area would come out to make me be. But long story short, I feel like when she passed away, it was a pivotal moment for me to bounce back. You have those times in your life where just things happen and you feel like there's nothing left to do but to bounce back, and so that's what I did. I applied to college, and I went to Liberty University, got my bachelor's in psychology, life coaching, master's in women's counseling, and I just took life by the horns, and I said to myself, if I can make it out of this, I can do anything.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us, because so many that face adversity, you can do one of two things, right? Like you said, you can really dwell and you can let it eat you up, or you can use that as your pivotal point to move forward and to empower yourself. And I'm sorry to hear about your mom as well. And what advice would you offer to those facing these challenges that look right now and maybe say, I don't feel as powerful or as confident as I know I have the potential in being?
Absolutely. I would tell those people to look within. I always tell people confidence is an inside job. And so many times we're looking outside of us for validation and for love and for, that you can do it. But when you learn how to go within, I truly believe that you'll never go without. And so some of the things that I recommend doing, if you're on that path where you don't feel like your best self and you don't, you feel that self-doubt coming on, I would recommend that you set up some type of self-awareness routine. Meditation has changed the trajectory of my life. Just having those moments of stillness before I give everybody else their time, giving myself time to reflect and to speak life into myself in the morning and do my affirmations. And I do this mirror work where I get in the mirror and I say 3 things I like about myself, 3 things I love about myself, and 3 things I celebrate and forgive myself for. And just developing that inner relationship with yourself will work wonders. I tell people all the time, pay attention to how you're talking to yourself because yourself is listening. And so when we start that morning routine and you start speaking life over yourself and you have that affirmations, you create a new inner dialogue that will change the way you see yourself. So the first step, the simplest step that you can do starting right now is setting aside 5 to 10 minutes every single day and meditating and speaking life over yourself every single day.
Great advice there. My friend, I went over to her house and she had on her mirror, it said, because you are here, you are worthy. And it was the first time I saw really an affirmation, understood what it was, and that I saw it in person as well on her mirror. And I go, what's this? And she goes, this is when I wake up and I feel doubtful or overwhelmed. When I look in the mirror, literally, I tell myself, because you're here, you are worthy. And it's powerful. I remember it to this day, and it's been, gosh, like 2 decades since I saw that. And so very, very well said. And confidence really is inner work. You've created this really cool confidence tribe inner circle. Explain what this monthly membership entails and how it supports women in their journey to confidence.
Yes. So the number one thing that I found when I asked my community, what do you need the most? They told me community, a tribe, a sisterhood. And so I took it upon myself to build something where we were working on our confidence. And I do these morning meditations with them. And we do all types of exercises to improve your confidence. But the most valuable piece to it is they feel like they're not alone. We have what I call purpose partner activities where we come together and they have a partner where they're working on things together. And I guarantee you, if we were to go through and interview each one of those women, they will tell you that they're much further with someone walking along with them than they ever would have gotten by themselves. And so I tell people, you're going to go further together than you ever will alone. And so that community piece has just changed so many lives. And it's just every day we get in there and we have such a blast and ball. We all of us now are like besties. We have such an amazing time in there.
It's so great to have that tribe. And like you said, it's important because you will go further together than you would if you were alone. And so even in those moments of self-doubt or feeling like you are unworthy, having a person alongside you to express themselves, their feelings, but also to work together and help with those affirmations and encouraging you along the way. Super powerful. So it's so great that you've built that tribe and community for women as well. And entrepreneurs as well often find it challenging to scale their business while maintaining personal well-being. So what would you recommend how they can find some balance?
Oh, Andrew, such a powerful question. I'm an entrepreneur and have been one for the past, on and off again, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. I don't even know at this point, but it could be so stressful to operate and own a business and do all the right things. There's no like book that tells you every little step to take. You kind of got to figure this walk out on your own. And so what I would tell every single entrepreneur to do to create that balance in your life is you need an outlet. You need a hobby. So one of the things that I love to do the first thing in the morning after I meditate is I exercise. And Andrew, I like to say it like this: exercise is for everybody, everybody and everybody. So many times we're exercising, because, oh, I just want to get smaller or I need to lose 50 pounds. But I encourage you to change your mindset. Maybe you go exercise to, boost your metabolism, get that mental power going and getting yourself ready for the day and amped for the day. And so I try my best every single day to at least do 30 minutes on the treadmill. And now I add in like Pilates or yoga or something like that to help. But it has worked wonders in the way I operate in my business. When you're doing that last set of push-ups, it kind of reminds you in your business, like, if I can make it through that, I can make it through this. And so I would tell them to move your body. Don't just sit in front of that computer screen and wonder where your next client is going to come from and stress about it, but move your body, because that will just work wonders in your mental power and your capacity to do more, be more, and have more.
Amen. And I heard once that sitting at your desk is like the new smoking. And so getting up and exercising, it doesn't always have to be, like you said, for losing weight. It could be to unleash the head trash that you have in the morning and say, I'm worthy, I'm here, I'm going to spend some time outside, living and breathing around this beautiful nature. That's what I like to do. Gardening, just some like fun outdoor activities that just let you rest and be still. And, your faith, like you mentioned, plays a significant role in both your personal and business confidence. Could you discuss how spirituality has influenced your path?
Absolutely. So I've always been a spiritual being. I feel like I'm bigger spiritually than I ever will be naturally. And I always have said I am a spiritual being having a natural experience, a human experience, not a human having a spiritual experience. And I think having the foundation of faith laid for me since I was a child. I grew up in church. And it's just been a part of me, but it's nothing like when so many things are going wrong in your life, or you're just having a hard time being able to go to that place where you feel like you can lay your burdens down, where you feel like you can connect to something that's higher than you, that you can just give your problems and give your worries and frustration to this higher power and trust that it's all going to be worked out for your highest and greatest good. Man, I don't know how anybody doesn't have that in their life, because there's been some tumultuous times in my life, especially like when I lost my mother, feeling like, how in the world am I going to make it through this? But having that faith that says somehow, some way, all of this is going to work together for my good has kept me and has motivated me not only to thrive, not only to survive, but to thrive. And my faith keeps me going, and it keeps me elevated, and it keeps me believing that there's the best is yet to come.
Well said there. It is so true. Through adversity, having faith and spirituality to cling onto and to remind yourself that because you're here, you are worthy. It is so important.
Absolutely.
All right. So you've had some incredible media experiences as well. Something we sort of have in common is that you appeared on the Today Show. I have appeared on the Hoda Kotb show on the SiriusXM platform, her podcast, when Hoda Kotb had it. Incredible. I love the Today Show team. And if anyone's listening, and if you haven't read Savannah Guthrie's new book, Mostly What God Does, whatever faith background you have, there are so many great life lessons there. But let's get back to you, the Today Show. Talk
Yes.
us through that experience and how you prepared yourself mentally and emotionally for it, because you have to have extreme confidence to be on live television.
Oh my goodness. Live television, Andrew, I'm just telling you, it can be intimidating. I was actually on the news the other day, and I was telling the team here in Atlanta that when I went on the Today Show, they did this whole, they were talking to me, and the producer's like, okay, we're going live in 5, 4, 3. And they were still talking to me. I didn't have time to get my thoughts together. It was just, they're so used to it. It's just like the camera comes on, hello, welcome, and so I was so nervous, but I do believe that everything in my life was preparing me for that moment. And I believe that all the hard work that I put into my business was the preparation I needed to be in that platform. And it was such a magical experience. I feel like I was vibrating through the whole, through the whole studio there, because I just could not believe that I was chosen to talk about confidence. And it just proves that when you apply yourself and you work hard and you dedicate yourself to something and you're committed, the sky is not even the limit to the opportunities that will open up for those who are ready.
Yes. And it is an out of body experience, because not only are you live, but you are amongst people that you look up to, that that they are professional through and through, and they're looking and rooting for you to succeed as well. So it's such a place of empowerment that is really cool to be a part of. And I've watched your segment a few times, and it is very cool. So for those, that are looking to watch that as well, make sure we'll talk a little bit about where we can watch that. But Regina Bonds, very cool there.
Thank
And like you said, it led you, everything that you worked towards led you to this experience. In today's digital age, how important is building an online presence for personal branding and business growth? What advice do you have there?
So important. I would say, I help a lot of new entrepreneurs and they come to me and they're like, hey, I have this amazing idea and I've tried to put it out, but no one's buying, no one's supporting. And I'm saying, well, what have you done it with? Have you built a community? Have you engaged with people? Have you built your tribe? And I would say to anybody who is in this digital age, if you want to be successful, build a camaraderie, build a tribe around you that can support you, because if it wasn't for my confidence tribe, I would not be as successful as I am today. You need people. There's one thing that my mentor taught me a long time ago. She says, it's only lonely at the top if you don't take anyone with you. And so I have decided since the very beginning, I started my career with a 21-day confidence challenge. I still do it today. And I think I had maybe 18 women join me. Those women still are with me today. And that was years ago. I built a community of women. So I would say in the digital age, build a community. Number two, you need mentorship. You need someone who can tell you that, there's a pothole on the road ahead there. Let me tell you how to take the detour and get around that so that you don't have to go through the same thing I went through, and you can reach a level of success that I never reached quicker, sooner, and faster. So mentorship is extremely powerful, and someone to hold you accountable to the things that you say you want to complete. We need that.
We do, and we rise by lifting others. And so walking alongside others to help them, to guide them, and have others guide you is pivotal to success. And I love that from the beginning, you said that you are going to do that. And here you are continuing to build that tribe. Looking forward, are there any new projects or initiatives that you're really excited about in your mission to spread unstoppable confidence?
Yeah, absolutely. So the actual 21-day confidence challenge is happening again. We do it every 3 months or so, but I just love it so much now because it's a way that I get to meet new women. I love it. Never gets old meeting new women, new people. I just love it so much. I love the whole empowering and inspiring people to be their best selves. And so it's exciting for me to do the 21-day confidence challenge. It's exciting for me to build my inner circle, which is a membership platform that I do. And just to be able to speak and talk to powerful people such as yourself, it's just how I'm going to sprinkle my little light around this world.
I love that. And sprinkling your light, you are. Where can listeners connect with you online to learn more about your work and potentially work with you one-on-one?
Absolutely. So you can go to my website, www.reginabonds.com, and you will find everything you need to know about me there.
And you can watch her Today Show segment there. So she's made it super easy to learn more about herself and her journey. Regina, thank you so much for coming on the show, sharing your wisdom and experiences with us today, and showcasing how you can transform lives and soar to new heights. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.